Darkness shrouded the old antique shop, casting long shadows that seemed to whisper secrets of the past. Dust motes danced in the faint rays of moonlight filtering through the grimy windows, creating an almost ethereal glow in the dimly lit room. The air hung heavy, thick with the scent of decay and forgotten things, each item telling a story of a bygone era. At the back of the shop, nestled between a chipped porcelain doll and a rusted birdcage, stood an ornately framed mirror, its presence commanding attention amidst the clutter. Its silver surface was tarnished, clouded with age, yet it seemed to pulsate with a strange energy, as if holding on to secrets of its own. This place is full of mysteries, each item with its own tale to tell. A young woman named Anya stepped into the shop, her heart racing with anticipation. Her eyes, bright with curiosity, scanned the cluttered shelves, each item sparking her imagination. She had always been drawn to the peculiar, the forgotten, the haunted, finding beauty in the eerie and the unusual. When her gaze fell upon the antique mirror, a shiver ran down her spine as if the mirror itself was aware of her presence. An inexplicable pull drew her towards it, her steps slow and deliberate. Anya ran a finger along the cold, smooth surface of the mirror's frame, feeling a strange connection to the object. There's something about this mirror, something that sets it apart from the rest. The shopkeeper, a stooped old man with eyes like faded photographs, watched her with unsettling intensity, as if he knew more than he was letting on. Be careful with that one. It's got a history. A dark one at that. Anya, intrigued, purchased the mirror without hesitation, her curiosity outweighing any sense of caution. She was unaware of the terror she had invited into her life, the mirror's dark past, now intertwined with her future. As she carried it home, the mirror felt strangely warm against her chest, its presence both alluring and unsettling, like a silent whisper in the night. Anya couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched, the mirror's peculiar glow casting an eerie light on her path. Anya's apartment, usually filled with laughter and light, felt different after the arrival of the mirror. It was as if the very air had changed, becoming heavier, more oppressive. A palpable chill settled over the room where she hung it, a coldness that seemed to seep into the walls and floor. It wasn't just a physical cold, it was a chill that seeped into her bones, making her feel as if she was never truly warm. At night, Anya would lie awake, listening to the sounds of the city slowly fade into an uneasy silence. The usual comforting hum of urban life was replaced by an eerie stillness. That's when she first heard it, a faint whisper, barely audible, seeming to emanate from the mirror. It was as if someone or something was trying to communicate with her. What was that? Is someone there? At first, Anya dismissed it as her imagination, a trick of the mind brought on by fatigue. But the whispers persisted, growing stronger each night, becoming an inescapable part of her reality. They spoke her name, a sibilant murmur that sent shivers down her spine, making her feel as if she was never truly alone. Sleep became a distant memory, replaced by a growing sense of dread that gnawed at her sanity. This can't be real. It has to be a dream. Anya tried covering the mirror with a sheet, hoping to silence the whispers and reclaim her peace. But the whispers only seemed to intensify, laced with an undercurrent of anger, as if the entity was enraged by her defiance. The once faint murmurs became harsh, almost accusatory, filling the room with a malevolent presence. One night, Anya woke to a chilling cold seeping through her blankets, a cold that felt almost alive. Her heart pounded against her ribs as she turned towards the mirror, fear gripping her like a vice. In the darkness, she could have sworn she saw a figure standing behind her reflection, shrouded in shadow, watching her with unseen eyes. Before she could scream, it was gone, vanishing as quickly as it had appeared, leaving Anya trembling in the cold grip of fear, her mind racing with questions and dread. Days turned into a blur of terror and paranoia. Anya's reflection in the mirror no longer seemed like her own. Her eyes appeared hollow, haunted, and a cruel smile played on her lips. The whispers grew louder, evolving from incoherent murmurs to chilling threats. They spoke of darkness, of despair, of a fate far worse than death. What is happening to me? One evening, as Anya stood frozen before the mirror, she noticed something even more terrifying. Her reflection, reached out from the mirror's depths, its hand a grotesque mockery of her own. Long, skeletal fingers, tipped with razor-sharp nails, scraped against the glass, the sound like fingernails on a chalkboard. "No, this can't be real." Anya stumbled back, her heart threatening to burst from her chest. She tried to rationalize what she had seen, to convince herself it was a trick of the light, a figment of her sleep-deprived mind. But deep down, she knew the truth. The mirror was no ordinary antique. It was a portal, a conduit to something sinister, and it had chosen her as its gateway. Desperate for answers, Anya sought out the antique shop owner. She found the shop shuttered, cloaked in an eerie silence. A handwritten note on the door read simply, "Gone fishing." The note seemed out of place, almost mocking her desperation. "No, no, no! This can't be happening! This can't be real!" Anya's frustration boiled over into panic. She was trapped, alone, with only a malevolent mirror as her confidant. Exhausted and terrified, Anya finally confided in her best friend, Liam. He listened patiently, his brow furrowed with concern. The weight of her words seemed to press down on him, making the air around them feel heavy and oppressive. "I don't know, Anya. This sounds unbelievable, but I'll stay. Let's figure this out together. We'll get to the bottom of this, I promise." Although skeptical, Liam agreed to spend the night, hoping to calm Anya's fears. As darkness fell, the whispers returned, louder and more insistent than ever. Liam, initially dismissive, paled as the mirror began to vibrate, its surface rippling like water disturbed by a stone. The room seemed to grow colder, the shadows lengthening ominously. "Liam, do you see that? It's happening again!" A blood-curdling scream ripped through the apartment. Anya watched in horror as Liam was pulled towards the mirror, his fingers leaving bloody streaks on the glass as he struggled in vain against an unseen force. Then, with a sickening crunch, he was gone, dragged into the mirror's depths. The silence that followed was deafening, a void filled with dread. "Liam, no, please, no!" Anya was alone, facing the terrifying reality that the mirror wasn't just whispering to her, it was hungry. The malevolent presence within it had claimed its first victim, and she feared it wouldn't be the last. My reflection doesn't even look like me anymore. Whispering, "Anya, don't you see? You can't escape me." Terrified, What do you want from me?" Mockingly, "Everything. Your fear, your soul." Screaming, "No, let me go!" Screaming as she is pulled. Gasping, where am I? This place, it's so cold, so empty. Desperate, I have to get out of here. Stumbling, bones, so many bones. Whispering, "Welcome to your new home, Anya, forever." Panicked. No, this can't be happening." Realization dawning. "I'm trapped. There's no way out." Whispering, "I'm never getting out of here." Days turned into an agonizing eternity as I wandered the mirror world. I encountered others trapped within its depths, lost souls driven mad by their isolation and tormented by the mirror's whispers. They warned me of the entity that ruled this place, a being of pure darkness that fed on fear. Determined to escape, Anya sought out the entity, hoping to strike a bargain for her freedom. She followed the whispers, her only guide in the desolate wasteland. The deeper she ventured, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. The air grew heavy, making it difficult to breathe, and the whispers transformed into blood-curdling screams. Finally, I reached a towering obsidian castle, its spires piercing the twilight sky. This was the heart of the mirror world, the lair of the entity that held me captive. Fear threatened to consume me, but I pushed forward, fueled by a desperate hope for freedom. The castle's interior was a labyrinth of shadowy corridors and echoing chambers. Anya pressed on, her heart pounding in her chest. She could feel the entity's presence, a suffocating darkness that seemed to seep into her very soul. Finally, she reached a vast chamber at the heart of the castle. In the center of the chamber, a figure stood bathed in the flickering light of 1,000 candles. It was a being of pure darkness, its form constantly shifting and swirling. I could sense its power, ancient and overwhelming. Whispering, "Remain trapped forever or perform the ritual. A sacrifice to fuel my power and earn your freedom." Anya's blood ran cold. The entity demanded she lure another soul into the mirror, a fresh source of fear and despair to sustain it. It was a horrific choice, one that went against every fibre of her being, but the alternative, an eternity trapped in this nightmare, was unbearable. As Anya stood on the precipice of a horrifying decision, a memory flickered in her mind. The antique shop owner's words echoed in her ears. "It's got a history." A terrifying realization washed over Anya. She wasn't the first victim, and she wouldn't be the last. The mirror had been preying on souls for centuries, using its victims to perpetuate its own existence. "I refuse to be a pawn in the entity's twisted game. I won't condemn another soul to this living hell." Gathering her courage, Anya made a choice. She would destroy the mirror, even if it meant sacrificing herself in the process. Anya lunged for the nearest candle, its flame a beacon of hope in the overwhelming darkness. She smashed it against the floor, the sound echoing through the chamber. Flames erupted, licking at the darkness. The entity roared in fury, its form contorting in rage. The mirror world dissolved around Anya, the castle crumbling into dust. She found herself back in her own apartment, the mirror a shattered ruin on the floor. Relief washed over her, followed by a wave of exhaustion. She had escaped, but the experience had changed her, leaving an indelible mark on her soul. "I tried to move on, to rebuild my life, but the nightmare lingered. I couldn't shake the feeling that a part of me remained trapped within the shattered remnants of the mirror. The whispers continued to haunt my dreams, a chilling reminder of the terror I had faced." Years passed, but Anya never forgot her ordeal. She became a recluse, haunted by the fear that the mirror's evil had not been fully extinguished. The whispers followed her, a constant reminder that some nightmares never truly end. They were a chilling testament to the fact that some reflections are best left unseen, some secrets best left buried in the depths of the unknown.